edition of the Sports Report. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Report. And once again, it is the Tony and Barnes Show. Anthony, how are you?
What's up, Brian?
It's a feel-good Friday. You see what's behind me. We're going to talk about that in a second. But we are going to start with some breaking news.
Oh, my goodness.
Charles Barkley has announced he is indeed staying with TNT and will not be joining the commentary for the Live Golf Series.
I think overall, good choice for his career, dude.
Absolutely.
Right.
And, got a taste yesterday being in the Pro-Am, for that tournament over in Bedminster, New Jersey. But you kind of could have seen this coming just because yesterday he was saying, they wanted to talk to me. I talked with Greg Norman, but no offer has been made. I'm not going to jerk around TNT for an extended period of time here. So, you felt like it was heading that direction. And I think just from a public perspective, obviously, I'm not a fan of Charles Barkley, but we know a lot of people are. A lot of people think he's actually funny. So I think this kind of saves face for him, despite appearing, in that Pro-Am yesterday. And I'm not saying
I don't like any comedian.
I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with him doing the Pro-Am. I just know, the way people are, I'm sure that wasn't looked upon that great, just kind of judging from the general consensus.
Oh, yeah, I think so, too. And, I mean, honestly, good on Charles Barkley. I mean, I feel like from the get-go, though, he was like, hey, like they contacted me, want to talk, like, I'm like a businessman. Like, I'd be foolish not to even talk to them, So, he was just kind of trying to see what they were going to do. And like he said, they didn't really offer him anything. And he's clearly loyal to TNT. So he's like, all right, like, forget it.
Yeah. So
good for him.
Yeah. Charles actually using his brain for once. We don't really see that too often from Mr. Barkley. And the only other thing was that came out, and I think this came out earlier this morning. But after all the talk, and we were just talking about it yesterday, the Cardinals have revoked the study clause in Kyler Murray's contract. So I think more than anything,
are you serious?
Yes, this is just, and actually this is a direct quote from the Cardinals. After seeing the distraction it created, we removed the addendum from the contract. It was clearly perceived in ways that were never intended. Our confidence in Kyler Murray is as high as it's ever been, and nothing demonstrates our belief in his ability to lead this team more than the commitment reflected in this contract. Knowing you, Tony, you're seeing this as weak.
Yeah, this is pretty weak sauce here. I kind of like that part of the contract, to be honest.
Right.
Force him to watch film.
Yeah.
Why would they redact it like that?
Yeah, but we see this with, it doesn't matter what we're talking about, Tony.
You think he was complaining about it?
I'm sure he probably didn't like, he probably was a driver.
I forget what he said about to the media about it, but he did seem kind of ticked off, but it's like, dude, then like fucking grow up.
Yeah. I mean, listen, kind of a tricky situation. And it was funny. Boomer, was talking about it on the morning show. And he was just kind of saying he feels like there should be a happy median, and it can't just be, well, even though we know he doesn't have the hard work ethic and we're guaranteeing him, over $100 million, he's the best option we have. He feels that, there is a happy median, so I kind of get what he's saying. And I think, the older generational athlete like Boomer, has a major problem with the way the guys are today. So it's easy to connect the dots there. But I just thought that was interesting. And I see it just from the fact that, he's saying he doesn't think that he's capable of leading them to a Super Bowl.
Boomer said that.
Yeah.
Um,
And he said he's more confident in Dak Prescott doing so. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I'd have more confidence in Prescott just because of the difference of experience. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like if Murray doesn't watch film though, like I don't know, dude. That's just so odd to me that they would put that in the contract and then kind of go back on it. I mean, so what if you're ruffling some feathers? Yeah, he's your best shot at having a good season, but I mean, you still want him to be the best quarterback he can be. And I don't know. I think at this point, he has the talent enough, I think, to make it into the playoffs, obviously. But to be that type of leader, I mean, it's going to take a lot of studying of your opponent to kind of, when it comes down to those playoff matches. And if he's not watching, what's the point? I don't know. It's so weird to me that they would that happened. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. No, you're right. And if you had to guess here, I mean, do you feel that this could potentially be a turning point in Kyler Murray's career where he's motivated by this? He wants to shed this reputation as a lazy, non-hardworking quarterback?
Right now, no. Because based on his complaining about having that in the contract, it seems like
that's a perfect example.
Egotistical. He doesn't want yeah. I mean, it's one thing if he owned it and was like, yeah, you know what, I don't watch film, but you know what, like this season, obviously the team, front office wants me to watch film, so I'm going to do it, become a better player, and that's it. It could have been over, but instead he wants to make a big fuss about it. It's out of the contract now, and you know what? He's probably not going to watch film, and I'll tell you what, dude, if he may not have a great season.
Yeah. I think this is very pivotal, even though he just signed this extension. Yeah. And everyone was saying, the way these prima donna athletes are, specifically, quarterbacks and obviously star players in the NBA and obviously wide receivers in the NFL as well, just to name a few. Who's to say if this season goes awry that we're in a year, we're talking about him demanding a trade from the Cardinals?
Yeah.
Crazier things have happened, but I have to say, I am getting, pretty excited about the football season. I know we still got a long way, but just the fact, I think what excites me is I'm giving Zach Wilson another chance, because I would say, by mid-season last year, I was saying this is worse than Darnold. There's no way he's going to be good. He's a complete bust. But I do feel like the general consensus is around the league is that everybody is expecting him to take major strides here in year 2 with a better supporting cast.
Yeah. You think so?
I mean, you really, in your eyes, you're saying you still think it's over.
It still starts with him,
Well, no, I know it starts with him, but I'm saying you still think it's over for him. Like, you're not expecting anything pretty this year?
No.
But at the end,
are you? Come on.
Yeah. I honestly am. Yeah, because he does have arm talent. And like I said, I just, that's the consensus I get. A lot of people, that's why he was the second overall pick in the draft. And I know he had nothing to work with last year. So I think this year is going to be very telling because he has those weapons, and especially if Garrett Wilson has a Jamar Chase-like effect, like how Jamar did for the Bengals. Who's saying where it's going to end in terms of how much production we could see out of Zach Wilson this year?
It's got to be, I feel, groundbreaking.
It could be, though. It could be, and also, Corey Davis. What if he bounces back? And I really liked what I saw at Braxton Berrios last year, and Matt had a little chat with him.
Matthew did
at lunch as Michael tunes in, if you wouldn't mind, Tony.
Barnes seems a little happy today. He says, "I wonder why."
Michael, we are going to get to that, but of course, you are our super fan, so we really
Zach
appreciate
Wilson,
you
runner-up MVP.
Commenting here. Hey, we will take a runner-up MVP, but I have to say, Michael, I am giving you the credit because, like I just said to Tony, I completely sold him down the river, and I know I said it on here last season, but I really was just like, this is it. Nope, no hope, and I am re-energized, and I just feel like we've seen guys struggle in year 1, and then complete breakout. And I know they're different players, and I'm not expecting him to be the same, but Josh Allen's a perfect example. It's the same exact thing. I said, Josh Allen looks horrible He has no accuracy. There's no way he could be good. And then here we are a few years later, and he's one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League. So
I said word. Ain't never told no lie.
I'm not lying. But obviously, we will see what happens. And one last thing here, Tony, before we get to our favorite topic. Of course, your favorite topic, the leaderboard update at the Rocket Mortgage Classic. And right now,
Tony's favorite team.
Tony Finau.
Tony Finau has not teed off yet. So he's still tied. A 4-way tie at the top of the leaderboard between we just have now he's tied for second because Charlie Hoffman with a birdie on number 10 leads at 9 under par, and we have a 3-way tie. Listen to this group: Sahith Theegala, Tony Finau, and Taylor Pendrith.
Damn.
8 under par, and my pick.
Sahith?
No. Sahith was last week. My pick was Cam Young, 2 shots back of the lead at 7 under par, tied for 5th, along with Adam Scott. And we just talked about this yesterday.
Max
Homa. Okay.
Yeah.
Not looking good, Tony.
Oh, shit.
When you have to keep scrolling.
Not a good sign, Brian.
Keep scrolling. I mean, geez, this should be an easy golf course for him. I guess he's not in the cut line right now because it's at -3 and I don't see his name. This is insane. I mean, does he have did he withdraw? Like what? Tony, this could potentially be. I don't know why I don't see it. Maybe I'm
missed
the
him.
ball.
You missed it.
Tony, just bear with me one other second.
I'll bear with you, dude.
A second source here to determine as Renizzi joins us. Hands full, looks like a couple iced coffees, maybe some American Mules, looking to get started on the weekend early.
Brian, focus.
Well, I'm just waiting for my leaderboard to refresh, Tony, and I will be right there. All right. You know what doesn't make any sense though, honestly, Tony? Homa, okay, he's 1 under par, so he's 2 shots off the cut line, tied for 87th. But the mobile application for the PGA Tour app, you could
Trash?
No, it's great. You could search the guy's name,
nice.
and then it'll bring you to him. You don't have to scroll down. But the online version doesn't let you do that. I mean, that
makes no sense.
And I don't know if call me crazy too here, but I've always just thought in terms of mobile apps for
they're just crazy
mobile versions, versus desktop versions. Why do they have to be so different? I know it's smaller screen, but I don't know. I feel like they can be very similar. No. I mean, I know you're the IT guy over me. Here,
I guess. I mean, I don't really know much about doing stuff like that. I would assume it. Honestly, I don't even know, Brian. I couldn't even.
Is this like a stump the Schwab?
What do you mean? I don't know. I mean, IT. I'm not an IT guy. I don't know apps and websites really.
Did you ever watch Stump the Schwab?
I love that show. ESPN Classic.
No, it actually parlayed. Yeah,
so
no, I loved it too. And he actually passed away within the last year or so.
Schwab?
Yeah, Howie Schwab.
No way.
Yeah, tough one. He was big on ESPN for a while. But it gave me an idea, and I did this last week. I know I could have pretended that I didn't, and then I would have been kind of cheating here. But we have to. We'll talk about it more. But I want to come up with something like a Stump Rothenberg for me, and I did this with my friends. And it the first thing I did was all the coaches in the NFL, and I was able to name them. I had one stumble, and my friend didn't give me 1 second to say, wait, no, it's so that was technically a little blemish, but I did name all the coaches in the NFL. Are you surprised?
No.
How many do you think you could get if you just had to put a number out there?
Oh God.
Over 10. How about that?
No, under 10.
Under 10.
Yeah.
Can't even do a quick exercise right now, Tony. Just for me.
No,
Come on.
I'm not even doing it.
No,
you're not putting me on the spot here. Not today.
If Michael was sitting in that chair, he would have done it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he would have got probably 3, dude.
But I can't believe you don't think you could name 10. I know everybody I asked about this said the same thing.
I know I can.
Unbelievable, Tony.
What do you want from me? I don't watch football that much.
Do you think you could name 10 managers?
Probably.
You might even be able to name more than me, honestly. I'm out of touch with that. I don't know why. And same thing with
It's
NBA
tough
coaches.
with the managers. Yeah, I mean, come on, dude. I'm focused on my own team here.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, but that's how baseball is. It's very regionalized. I feel like you're still mad that I asked you to name the coaches. Honestly, I see a little twinkle in your eye, Tony.
No, I'm not mad, Brian.
Well, mad and annoyed are two different things.
I'm not annoyed. Did you say annoyed? Or did you say mad?
No, I'm just saying it now. I was just testing you. See, so that kind of annoys me. Some new bites getting in the mix.
Yeah, dude. Of course, dude.
Love to hear it. But I mean, all right. I think that's a good kind of start to the show. Good
I'll
monologue.
work on the stump, the Rothenberg.
Yeah, well, let's work on that. And then you can't another time just give me a stab at that. I really just want to see where you would go.
Another time?
Yeah.
Another time.
All right. But Stump Rothenberg, Stump Barnes coming up soon. All right. So everybody keep an eye out for that. But Tony,
hold on, wait a minute.
Whoa.
Michael C. Theophil,
Salah, McCarthy, Belichick, McVay, Tomlin, Campbell, Dan Campbell. Very good, Michael.
Aliens. They're aliens?
Maybe.
Arians. Bruce Arians.
But just retired, but obviously.
So it doesn't count.
Yeah, technically.
Stumble, you're out. You're done.
he's definitely cracking up watching this right now. But I know he's probably the most excited out of anybody for this Stump Barnes segment.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I could see it. That's right up his alley.
Oh
just coming from Dave.
He might come on the show just for it.
Yeah.
He'll definitely be calling in with a question.
I think he's gonna call in today.
He'll call in with as different people, different accents.
I want to Stump Barnes ASAP.
Well, come on, Michael, call him with a question. What do you got, dude?
It's hard. I'm just trying to think of like mass, like a question where there's a lot of people I need to name. And it's just like, I don't know what would be.
Name every player in the MLB.
But see, that's crazy.
That is crazy.
I mean, starting quarterback isn't really right. I mean, that's not that crazy.
Every starting quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still something.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like today's the day for that one.
Every starting center
or power forward. Speaking of center, actually, I should have mentioned this too, and I know we're getting to baseball right now, but could be potentially a season breaker here. Ryan Jensen, I guess they're fearing an ACL tear, the Bucks center. So Brady, he's always had good centers in New England, and he was been his center since he's been in Tampa. That could be a big loss.
Oh yeah, dude. Especially your center. I forget who it was. Was it the Bucks that their center went down during the playoffs, and then the backup center come in and he like had a snap?
I know what you're talking about, but I don't think it wasn't the Bucks. I don't.
Who was it?
Maybe it was actually. Now that I'm thinking about it,
I think it was the Bucks. Dude.
Okay. But it is insane. Like I think more than any other sport, the O-line gets absolutely no credit, and it might be the most important part of the offense, even more important than the quarterback or the receivers.
I know it's ridiculous.
That sounds crazy, but it's like if you can't block, how is anything going to happen behind you?
Yeah.
Packers lineman tore ACL.
Packers lineman tore ACL.
I missed that one. I don't know if it was
Brian getting stumped already.
Not Bakhtiari again.
Bakhtiari.
Let's see. I don't know why I don't see that one. Let's see. Green Bay Packers. We're gonna have to research that one. But for now, Tony, let's go to the world of Major League Baseball.
2-2, he got him swinging. The back-to-back strikeouts for Robbie Ray.
There's damage right there. Shohei, way, sayonara. Where did that land?
Stuck to Chapman, who leaps up and grabs it.
Story spins and fires. Out at first.
There it goes. See ya. Home run, Aaron Judge.
How many times is that phrase applied to what we were about to talk about, Tony?
Three
times. But I'm not talking. They don't have to all be walk-offs. He can still homer. I mean, come on.
How many homers does he have now?
39. And how many did he have last year?
Oh, overall, was it 39?
39. So pretty impressive follow-up season for Mr. Judge.
Yeah, sorry.
But it was last night. Listen,
Listen.
From a offensive perspective,
trash.
It was not a good night for the Yankees.
Did one hit, right? Two hits overall.
It might have been two. I'm gonna double check.
I think Judge was the second hit.
I think Judge was the second hit, but at the end of the day, the Yankees do walk it off with a ninth inning first pitch of the bat home run from Aaron Judge to left center field. And I really listen. I know I try to dissect things, and sometimes I'm not always right. I'll be the first one to admit that. But I'm really hoping this home run, this win, will really get us back to Yankee baseball that we've seen all season before this last almost month of a kind of down play that we've seen out of the Yankees. And just it was a sellout crowd. And Judge had been struggling his previous two games. Obviously, Scherzer had him, swinging all over the place, and we saw what Diaz and Lugo did to him as well. It was two hits for the Yankees. So I'm really hoping that this is going to propel them, and I just want to see the rest of the series be all blowout wins. Like, let's just dismantle the Royals. And I think tonight, last night, Benintendi 0 for 4 in his Yankee debut. I think we're going to see him have a couple hits tonight, get his, of course, first Yankee hit. I think like I was saying to you pre-show, I think he's going to be big, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do with the lineup. But I just wanted to point out here, and I know it's a very weak opponent in Kansas City, and over 20 games under 500, and just trading away their only all-star here. But I was impressed by Tyone. 6 innings, 4 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts. So bringing his season ERA to 3.72, and it was over 4 because of those bad outings he had. And then Tony Marinaccio, the scoreless streak continues.
I think what is it? 19 scoreless innings?
19 scoreless innings.
11 without a hit.
And this is between an injured list stint. And
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're like the batters in this scoreless streak are hitting like .16 or like something insane like that. So you got to love what you see out of him. And he gave them 2 big innings, because the bullpen, they've had to dip into it recently. So that was huge. His ERA for the season sits at 1.96 after that 2-inning, 3 strikeout, perfect inning, 30 pitches, 20 strikes. Clay Holmes, a little bit of trouble in the top of the 9th, does collect his 5th win. I mean, no hits allowed, but 2 walks. Usually that control is impeccable. And that set the stage. We had Benintendi making out, and then Judge first pitch. Huh?
Nothing, Brian. Just keep going.
That might have been like a comedian, no?
I said making out with who? You said Benintendi making out
off Barlow.
He was making out with Barlow?
Come on, man. Come on. Anyhow, and then Judge first pitch, and it's funny. I was watching the calls back this morning, and you could hear Barlow dropping the F-bomb as soon as he turned around after he threw the pitch. He knew right away, gone. I don't even get a comment out of you for that.
So I was writing something down. No, I mean that's
writing something down as a timestamp or no?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay, but what were you gonna say?
I mean, hey, that's what happens. Basically, anytime I feel like Judge makes contact, you're going to be kind of cursing yourself a little bit, especially in that situation. I mean, I'm sure it was in his head about it, and it just sucks for Barlow.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, nice win. I think the Blue Jays won as well. So still 11.5 game lead there in the East.
Also, Brian, is it me or do I feel like the mics around like the umpires and on the field have been super hot, like in terms of picking up.
Oh, you could hear stuff.
Yeah, I feel like during the Subway Series, I was hearing the umpire say, "Ball low outside." Like,
well, that's just because the home plate umpire has to have the mic because of the replay. They never had one before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
and that's probably what's picking up the picture and everything. Because I'm hearing so much more like chatter and stuff. I'm like, wow, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah, because they have it front and center.
Right.
So that kind of adds another element. One thing too, that stood out about this game is, I mean, is it possibly, other than the main fact of still having him on the team, the most laughable thing you've ever seen starting Joey Gallo in this game, batting 7th, and he goes 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts.
Why? Why is he doing? Why? Why is he?
If
starting?
you had to give me something.
Why is he starting?
Do they think like, oh, he's going to have a 2-home run game, and then the Padres are going to say, that's our guy? Like, that's the only thing I can think of.
I mean, I guess maybe you can argue, oh, it's against the Royals. Maybe Gallo could kind of, I guess have a little bit of a bounce back-ish game here. Maybe have a dinger, show something that's good about him, that would maybe increase some trade value or make someone enticed to pick him up. But obviously that backfired.
Right.
So.
And it was funny. I saw this on NBC Sports Edge. Let me just see. Okay, yeah. So Brendan Cootie of NJ Advanced Media reports that the Yankees are targeting smaller market teams as potential landing spots in the Joey Gallo trade. The thinking being that Gallo would have a better chance to right the ship in a less pressurized environment, mentioning the Brewers, the Rays, and the Rangers. And I guess the Padres have been mentioned.
He was at the Rangers already, though.
I know. That one I don't quite get, other than, we loved having him here.
But he wasn't even he wasn't that great with the Rangers.
But if you think about Ranger Joey Gallo, even though it wasn't that great, I mean, we wouldn't even be talking about having to get him off the team. He hasn't even come close to that. But I think the pressure is eating him alive. Honestly, that's what I really think. And I'm not going to say he's going to go out and be a 4-time All-Star the rest of his career, but I do think we will see him improve once he's finally off the Yankees. But I just thought that was pretty funny. So at the end of the day, it wasn't pretty, but it was a win that needed to happen. And of course, it's always a nice moment, when you have a walk-off home run, especially Judge, all of a sudden, no walk-offs in his whole career, gets one in that, I think it was almost the season finale last year to clinch that wild card spot, and then 3 walk-off home runs this year, and maybe even a single as well. I could be mistaken there. And I think the Yankees, they lead the league in walk-off wins and shutouts this year.
I think they have 14 shutouts, I think.
And 11 walk-off wins.
And 11 walk-offs, I think.
A lot of walk-offs. And the thing that I think of always, because I remember, because it was, they still do it from time to time, but really the height of the whole, you walk it off, you do the post-game interview, and then they go pie in the face. 09, that was a big thing. There were so many walk-offs, so you hope that's a good parallel, and you'll have similar results. I know the Yankees are very active in their trade rumors, heating up for Castillo, and it really does seem like Oswaldo Peraza will be the centerpiece of that deal, because I think the Yankees are just saying, we want to improve the team as best we can, but we would like to hold on to Anthony Volpe and Jason Dominguez. And listen, that might not be a bad way to go, but we need a few things that we aren't seeing right now, and one of those being Stanton being healthy, and we need the other guys in the rotation, even with Castillo coming over, to be doing their job, and Severino to be healthy, as well as Chapman and Loaiza to be effective. So there are a bunch of question marks, but I do think they can get to a point where I'm going to feel pretty confident if those type of things happen and they don't get the big bomb of a Juan Soto, but make those other moves, and then you still you could get the best of the both worlds there, Tony, because I mean, Volpe, I think he has 37 steals. He had a terrible first month in the minors. He's been on fire since. I mean, if him and Dominguez pan out, I mean, the future is very bright for the Yankees.
Yeah. What do you think the chances are that Ohtani becomes available?
They were talking about that a lot. I think very highly, because you heard the whole thing about what he said in the post-game interview.
No, what did he say?
I guess they asked him like something about like how he feels about being on the Angels, and he's like, "Oh, I'm very grateful for the opportunity the Angels have given me. I love my teammates, but for right now, I'm an Angel." And he just kept saying, "For right now." So
dude, he's got to get out of there, man.
He's got one more year. He's not going to resign.
No, there's no way he's going to resign. I mean, such a waste of talent over there. I really don't understand, like how the Angels are so bad.
No, I was just gonna say, I mean, do they need to bring in Theo? Is that the only answer? Like, how?
I guess that's what they were talking about, right?
Were they? I didn't hear that.
We're just like radio people.
Okay.
Yeah, we're like, just bring in Theo Epstein, save, I forget the name of the owner.
Artie Marino, very old.
Yeah. They were saying, like, Artie should be on the phone with Theo right now. Like, come over here, figure out how to deal Ohtani, get a bunch of people. You're going to be like the new strategist of the organization. Like, because they got to do something, dude. Like, how do you have two of arguably like the best players in the league, and you got shit, you got nothing to show for it?
But do you feel, because I mean, I think, if you look at this roster, going into the season, I'm not saying that they should have even won the AL West, but they should have made the wild card. And do you feel like it's more so much not them making bad decisions other than with the starters and the bullpen, but more the players themselves failing them, like Trout being injured these last couple of years, like Rendon not producing and being injured?
Yeah, Rendon isn't really their fault. I mean, he struggled with injury, Trout as well. But I mean, I don't know. You still need to have like somewhat of a fighting chance to, like, if Trout goes down, you have other pieces around in the team. Like, yeah, like,
You think it's a culture thing, though?
what do you mean? Like
the reason why they haven't been successful is because they don't have the right drive. And also think about this. They've handed out these big contracts like candy the past 10 years.
Yeah.
You think about Pujols, you think about the disaster in Josh Hamilton. You think about the contracts they gave Trout, Rendon. So they have given out a lot of big contracts. And is it the thing maybe being, so they hand out these big contracts, the leaders that get these contracts get all this money, they're always getting hurt, but they're not putting in the same amount of work before they got the contract. So that's why they're getting injured. But then the younger players don't see this example put forth in front of them. And that's what's happening. Plus the minor leagues, probably, the coaches, the coaching staff, even the major league coaching staff isn't being put together properly.
No, yeah, I don't think so. I think you're totally right. You definitely hit the nail on the head there. I mean, because there's really no other reason why. I mean, you have talent,
right?
You have like Ohtani, Trout, even though they were injured, you still have, there was times when they were not injured at the beginning of the season. I mean, Trout, wasn't injured,
right?
And they still really didn't do very well. Had to change their manager, kind of had a little bit of a I guess of an uptick of play, but I mean, obviously that didn't last long, and now you're stuck with Trout, who's going to need back surgery, Rendon, who seems to be injured all of the time, and even when he wasn't injured, he's not producing that well, and now you have an unhappy Shohei Ohtani who is going to want to leave the team.
And I feel like too, if I were them, and I know, listen, teams like to take their time and just do their due diligence, make the right move. And obviously we don't have that much time,
right?
Till Tuesday's trade deadline. But with that being said, the fact that you can get a two-way player for a pennant run right now, whoever you are, and next season at a low contract cost, because it's just arbitration. I mean, wouldn't the value never be higher right now?
Absolutely. That's why I think they should deal him. He's going to leave anyway.
Yeah.
There's no way he's staying. And I mean, I guess you could say the one thing he was hanging on to was probably the fact that they had Trout on the team, which gave him some type of hope that they could, get a couple extra pieces and be a contending team. But dude, back surgery, spine surgery is no joke.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, it's not even definitive yet as to what he has to do. Trout's going to be out for a while, I think. And who knows, what his future is going to be looking like when he even comes back. So I think there's a lot of different variables, and Ohtani's going to want to be out. I mean, the time for him, like you said, I'm sure he wants to win. And if he gets to a team that is somewhat in the running, he's going to add so much to that team. The Angels will get, everything for him.
And I'm just thinking about this. I mean, the two teams that stick out to me, because I know, coming into the major leagues, coming over from Japan, he wanted to be on the West Coast to have that easier trip back home, would be the Padres and the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And I mean, imagine the Dodgers adding Shohei Ohtani to that team.
It'd be ridiculous. They would win the World Series. Yeah, Padres even too.
And I think the Padres could use him a little more as well.
I know, but Padres are, I think, a front runner right now for Soto, no?
I mean, they're definitely in the conversation. But I mean, if I were them, I mean, I think it's a no-brainer to get Ohtani over Soto, honestly.
Right.
Even though I know Soto, is 4 years younger, whatever the case may be. But the fact that he could pitch and hit, in the neighborhood of Soto. I know he doesn't have the same eye, doesn't hit for as high a contact.
But still, they get both.
If you could only get one, though, for the Mets, who would you have?
Ohtani.
Yeah.
To add that pitcher.
I
to have that
probably would say the same. The only hesitation I have is kind of like what I just said. You know, the fact that he is 4 years older,
Yeah.
and the fact that down the line, though, is there going to be a point where he can't do both because he's too fatigued? That's something to keep in mind. He has gotten injured before.
Yeah, he has. But I mean, when you think about it, what did he injure? His shoulder?
That might have been at one point, but I do also know didn't he have Tommy John? Yeah, he had Tommy John before the COVID season, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I still feel like, even if he doesn't do one very well, I mean, let's say he loses his bat a little bit. I mean, if he's still a phenomenal pitcher, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. So, just found that, very interesting. So this will be a fun deadline.
Oh yeah, dude,
of course, we will keep everyone posted there. And I didn't have an opportunity, Tony, so I'm going to need your assistance here, if you would. If you could pull up last night's box scores. And I know that the Yankees won, so that's 1 in the win column for me.
Right. Did you pick the Blue Jays? No, I picked the Tigers. Blue Jays won.
Nobody picked the Blue Jays.
I know. I picked the Tigers, didn't I?
Oh, no, I know. You did pick the Tigers. So the Tigers won?
That's what I said.
All
no,
right.
I picked the Tigers. The Blue Jays won, playing
All right.
the Tigers.
You got me. Okay. So that's 0-1. What about Orioles, Angels, Phillies?
Orioles won. Bang. Win for me, right?
1-1.
Nice. Phillies won. Bang. Win for me. Would you say Angels?
Angels.
Angels lost.
Of course they lost. All right. So that would be
I picked the Angels, didn't I?
2-2. Yes,
Yeah.
you did.
Fucking
27
Shohei.
and 17. And then if you would, Tony.
What do you got? Yankees
Dodgers.
won. We know that. Dodgers won 13-0.
Guardians.
Guardians lost 4-2.
Mariners.
Mariners lost 4-2 as well.
So another 2-2.
2-2, dude.
So I am 22 and 22. So a lot of twos there. You're 27 and 17. Coming up on almost a week left in this. So this might not be my pick segment.
It's
but
okay, dude.
Like I said, crazy things have been happening, but obviously you're picking the same games that I am. You're just doing a better job at it. So I have to give you credit, Tony, where credit is due. And before we get into our picks for today, if you would kind of give us a synopsis of the Mets upcoming
acquisition
this
weekend.
And the acquisition. If you want us to go acquisition first, go ahead.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
All right. So they picked up 2 guys for from the Reds, by the way, which is pretty interesting to me. Because when I saw a trade with the Reds, I was thinking, like Castillo's coming over, dude. This is awesome, but it's not Castillo. We got a pitcher and an outfielder. Philip Deal, I believe is how you say his last name. He's a lefty pitcher from the Reds, obviously. And I don't know, dude. I mean, I guess with both of these, acquisitions, I suppose they're adding depth to the lineup, depth to the bullpen as well. But I mean, okay. So this guy, Philip Deal, I don't know if you know who he is.
I've never heard of him.
He was drafted in 2016 amateur draft by the Yankees, actually.
Interesting.
27th round. He's from LA. Right now he's 28 years old. And I mean, his stats on the season aren't really that good. He's had 5 appearances. Out of the 5 2/3 innings he's pitched, he's given up 7 earned runs. 3 of them being home runs. 3 walks as well. 3 strikeouts. I don't know, dude. And it seems like, he's been up in it's his 3rd year in the majors.
How old is he?
28.
28. Okay.
So he was with Colorado for 2 years before Cincinnati. And I don't know, dude. I mean, I haven't seen him pitch personally, but just looking at his stats, I mean, it's nothing really great to show for. He hasn't really had any, I feel like a lot of innings pitched, really. In 2019, he had 10 appearances for 7 1/3 innings. Gave up 6 earned runs. The next year, 6 games, 6 innings, gave up 7 runs. So it seems like he's giving up a lot of runs here out of the bullpen for some of these teams. Again, I haven't really seen him pitch, so I don't really know what honestly the Mets are looking at right with that one. And then the other guy we got is Tyler Naquin. This guy, outfielder, he's a lefty. which I guess is nice. He's 31 years old. He was drafted way back in 2009 by the Orioles. He's played with Cleveland and Cincinnati. And I don't know. I mean, so far in the season, he has a 2.46 batting average, 7 home runs in the season. I guess he's a little bit more of a contact hitter, which is nice. It's a good bat. He's a lefty. And apparently I think like there's good splits between him seeing, lefty and righty pitchers. And I guess again, depth to the outfield is nice. He's a decent outfielder, so that's always good. But I don't know. I guess like small, tiny acquisition here. I would really hope that this is kind of setting up for a bigger move that the Mets are going to make. Just because that bullpen guy, Phillip, I feel like I don't know how much can I trust him really. So, I mean, it is what it is here. It should be pretty interesting to see where they kind of go from now. I mean, again, I would imagine since they just made this trade with Cincinnati, I guess Castillo isn't on the table for them.
And one thing I wanted to kind of bring up
Right.
in response to this, Tony, and this is just seriously speaking here. Are you a little perplexed by these moves? Because there's always been a lot made of, Cohen going for it. And there's been
Right.
some feel, they need some good pieces. It seems like this is like what I've been frustrated with the Yankees bargain bin shopping between Vogelbach, Naquin, and
I know,
Reliever.
right?
I mean, you have to be a little frustrated. No, I know the deadline's not here yet, but
Yeah, it is a little perplexing, I would say. Just because, like you said, like Vogelbach, like these two guys, Naquin and Phillip. There's nothing you would expect, obviously, but when you think about it, even in the offseason too, acquiring Escobar and Kana and Marte, those were moves that everyone said the same thing about. And it's bode pretty well for the Mets,
other than
obviously.
Escobar, yeah. Even though he did have the big hits.
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah.
saying
He's
we-
had bright
general
spots.
Consistency.
Yeah,
has been lacking.
consistency has been lacking a little bit. So obviously, maybe the Mets see something that I don't, which they fucking better see something that I don't. But yeah, I have some confidence in these moves, but at the same time, yeah, I'm like, I'll believe it when I see it still. Cause it's like, dude, like, Vogelbach, like what is yeah.
I thought you'd be more around, Tony. The big boy hustling. He's got power.
Yeah, where hasn't had a good hit yet, dude. He got on base, I guess, against when in the Subway Series. I forget who was pitching again. Who was pitching him? Was it Abreu? I think it might have been Abreu.
I was gonna say Abreu.
I think it was Abreu.
Yeah.
He ended up getting a walk, which was nice. He got on base, it's good. But let's see some contact here. He's a big dude. Let's come on.
Yeah.
So we'll see, dude. I'm not pissed off yet. Come the trade deadline, if we don't have much else to show for, then I'd be a little ticked off. But
because
we'll see,
also
dude.
my thought is if there really are more moves on the horizon,
Grooves.
there are moves on the horizon, Tony. It's like where are the roster spots? You know what I mean? Are you gonna have to trade these guys again? Like I don't understand. They're not going down to the minors.
I know. Well, do you think they're gonna deal? Maybe they picked up these guys to deal them. I don't know.
That's literally just crazy though,
I know.
to do such a thing. So a little bit of some confusion.
I know.
And
again,
Flushing right now.
now, like Castillo's off the table. They just traded with the Reds. Like obviously Castillo wasn't. They must have talked about him. And
Right.
I guess maybe the Reds just didn't want to deal him, or the Mets just didn't want to package together the guys the Reds wanted or something, which I guess is good. If you didn't want to give up a certain, these guys, like don't do it. But
I think what it is, and I keep forgetting his name, but whoever that third base prospect is, what's his name?
oh, it's a weird name. Let's look it up.
But obviously, I'm thinking they wanted a package that started with him and Alvarez, and I have a feeling that the Mets are saying
dude.
that's too rich for them.
Mauricio, that's who he was.
Mauricio.
Ronnie Mauricio. No, that's a shortstop. No. Brett Betty.
Brett Betty.
Brett Batty.
Batty.
Yeah.
And Vientos though too has been highly touted.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting. But,
honestly, we just looking at these guys. These are some pretty good prospects here.
yeah.
There's some fucking big dudes too. That besides Alvarez, they're all 6'3" and taller.
Yeah. But I think too, and not to say that they have a bad system, but I think like they also might be hesitant just because I think past that, they don't have the depth with their prospects that other organizations do. So they're probably concerned, okay, we go out and get Luis Castillo. Now, here we are in the situation that we find ourselves in the past 5+ years of where there's no one ready to come up and be an impact player. I think the Mets have struggled with that the last couple of years.
Yeah, I think so. But I would still, I mean, I would probably deal Mauricio, honestly, if I could. And maybe Vientos. I think those are two guys you can get rid of.
Yeah.
Just because, you have Lindor at short, obviously, already. And then Guillorme is kind of a utility player. He can go at third. He can go at short. Obviously, you have McNeil at second there. But I feel like those two guys right there, Mauricio and Vientos, I feel like could be pretty enticing for some teams,
Yeah. Yeah. So be interesting to see for sure. But for now, they do have a 3-game series this weekend in Miami. So we're going to get Bassett Alcantara tonight, Cookie tomorrow versus Rogers, and then Walker Lopez, the Sunday matinee game at 1:40. And tonight's game starting at 6:40. So I think, a series within the division. Obviously, I know the Marlins aren't exactly breathing down their neck. But you want to take care of business here, and on the road, you never can assume anything. And I would think too, like there are going to be, I know Florida is more of a Yankee state, but I think there'll be some Mets, fans there in attendance. What Marlins obviously not drawing much. So how do you feel about, this upcoming series and specifically tonight's matchup of Alcantara and Bassett?
I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, obviously, Alcantara is the best pitcher Miami has to show right now, but with the way Bass has been pitching his last 2 outings, I think he's really, in a nice zone and has kind of, the wind at his back at this point. I know I was just doing some looking up about DeGrom just because
got popped, right, for Syracuse.
He gave up 2 home runs, I think.
4 runs overall, though?
Yeah, 4 runs overall. Apparently, Buck did say that his next start would be in the majors.
But he's kind of tiptoed a little bit, right? Like he's not, he doesn't just fall out and say, next week he's starting.
Like there's no, it's not like he's, like he's definitely starting. So I guess we'll kind of see, but I'm very confident, with Bassett on the mound. The only thing maybe I could see is obviously Sandy pitching a good game and the Mets having, a little bit of an issue hitting him. But I mean, I feel like Miami, even if I'm thinking, Sandy can go 7. But I mean, Miami's bullpen comes in, maybe blows it. I'm expecting Bassett to give you 7 innings of, maybe 1 run baseball. And I would say, Alonso, a late dinger. And then I would love to see Lindor with another late dinger as well. So I'll say the Mets take this one low scoring 2-1.
Interesting. And just kind of before I get to my pick here, you mentioned a low scoring game, and I know I think what was it? That was the second game they went 3-2, and then the first game against the Yankees 6-3.
6-3, yeah.
But other than that, kind of been that lack of offense we talked about. Who do you think specifically, or if there's a couple guys that need to step up that you have your eye on that will kind of make that engine go, and we'll see some more runs on the board for the Mets?
I mean, one guy who definitely lacks, which really sucks, would probably be Tomas Nido. You don't see him get on base quite often or have big hits. And obviously with, McCann on the IL, like he's our guy right now. And I think, seeing the rest of the team seeing him be successful, I think would rally, honestly, everyone else, get people hyped up. And we mentioned Escobar too. I mean, again, he's good for a big hit every so often, but some more consistent hitting, if I have, not even that much more consistent hitting, but if I'm a little more confident in him, like I am, if I have the same level of confidence that I have in Escobar that I do in like Marte, then I think, it'll definitely sway the games in our favor some more.
Yeah, no, I could definitely see that. So starts tonight, I think 6:40 in Miami. So Mets look to continue that winning streak. Yankees back at it tonight. 7:05 from the stadium. Heavy favorites here at minus 385. Product of Garrett Cole on the mound versus Chris Bubich for the Royals. Guy who has not pitched well, this year. So this is another game. And I know last night, we kind of thought the same thing. And they, the only run they score is in their last at bat, and it was only their second hit of the game. However, Tony, I mean, this engine is about to erupt. I could tell you that. And with LeMahieu back in the lineup, especially Benintendi looking for his first hit. I mean, this has got to be the game that we say, okay, this is the team that we saw from the first half of the season. And I know you could picture me doing this, but, at first I was like, it feels a little like pathetic, like that we won like that last night. But then I was listening to the Sterling call and watching the tape and stuff, and it really got me to the place of where I was earlier this year. It got me excited for the stretch run. Not that I'm not always excited, but, they have definitely made me feel a little dejected the last couple of weeks. So I really, really am excited to see that version, Tony, of the New York Yankees, them at their best. And I think it starts tonight. And I think Garrett Cole has an opportunity here to pitch a complete game shutout. And I know I make these kind of crazy predictions.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not always right, judging by my 22-22 record here.
That's too high.
I forgot. I remember saying that, but I forgot what it was.
You asked me the percentage that Joey Gallo is still on the team, I think, next year.
Yeah.
And I said 50-50.
That's too high.
It is too high. Oh, man. But anyway, I'm going to go over the complete game shutout. I don't know if we'll get it, but I know he's going to have a great game.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say, 9 innings, 4 hits, 1 walk, and 16 strikeouts for Garrett Cole tonight. I think he's pissed off the way things have been going lately, and he wants to say, listen, I know there's a lot of talk about Scherzer. I know there's a lot of talk about DeGrom, when he's actually on the mound. But I don't care what anybody says, and I don't care if there's going to be naysayers. I'm the best pitcher in New York, and I think he's taking that personally tonight, and you're going to see him fired up. And I think as far as the offense goes, up and down the lineup, production everywhere. Mentioned Benintendi. I think he'll have his first 2 Yankee hits tonight. And I think Judge goes for number 40. He's dialed in. He's locked in. You could see that at the end of the game. You really could see that at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, Matt Carpenter's due to bust out. I mean, he's been slumping since the All-Star break. And I'm feeling a Carpenter dinger, even if it's 1 for 4, but there's a dinger. There's the crowd erupting. Everybody loves Matty Carpenter. And then, just up and down the line, maybe IKF 3 hits. And then maybe even Aaron Hicks leaves the building as well. 10-0 Yankees. Let's get back to the double digits. This is what it's all about, Tony. Wow, I didn't know that really made you that sleepy.
That was a long one, bro. Oh, man.
It wasn't that long. Of all the tangents, all the shows we've done together, Tony, I've had longer monologues than that. Come on.
Yeah. No, you're right. All right. So my next pick, I'm looking at the Diamondbacks Braves game here. And I don't know if people I feel like I haven't been talking about this, but Diamondbacks on, quite a nice wins, I guess not win streak, but the last 10 games, they've outscored their opponents by 24 runs. They just swept the Giants. Before that, they took 2 out of 3 from Washington. So they're doing pretty well. However, I think that stops here tonight in Atlanta because Madison Bumgarner's on the mound right now. Not right now, but tonight. And his last outing was actually against Washington. I guess it was early in the week. But he went pretty well. I think he went 7 innings of 2 earned runs. I think one of them was he definitely gave up a home run, I think, to Soto. But other than Soto, I mean, it's the Washington Nationals. You're not really looking at a lot of good hitters. So I think maybe that's why Bumgarner kind of had a good outing, because before that, I think it was the Padres. It was 5 innings, giving up 4 earned runs. Typical Bumgarner, what we see. And I think he's going to have an outing like that against the Braves here tonight. As much as I would enjoy watching the Braves lose, I think Austin Riley has I think 30 doubles in this season. He has 28 home runs, absolutely killing it as of late too. And Atlanta's kind of struggled, I feel, in their out of their. I think they went 6-4 in their last 10. They just struggled against Philly. They lost 2. They struggled a little bit against LA too, what we saw. So I think there's gonna be a big, bounce back game from Atlanta. I would expect Austin Riley to hit a dinger, Swanson with a dinger, Matt Olson maybe going I don't know, 3 for 3 tonight with a couple RBIs. I would say Braves take this one. I'll say 5-2.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, I like it. And I think, we've seen the last couple of years, despite, some, decent starts sprinkled in, Bumgarner's finished.
Yeah.
But I think it is a scary part. And it's really part of why, you want to see the Mets make some more additions here. The Braves still have not hit their stride, despite, good baseball after a bad start. I mean, Olsen still hasn't completely heated up. And I don't think Acuna has either.
Right. And typically, I would say typical Braves around this time is when they do start to hit their stride. And they get dangerous having that momentum going into October.
Yeah, and who's to say they don't make an addition to make that
Oh,
team
yeah,
scary? I
dude.
mean, last year they added 4 outfielders, and they all produced. So, gotta like what they're doing there in Atlanta. Interesting game for me here tonight. We got the Mariners and the Astros in a battle of former Cy Young Award winners in the tune of Justin Verlander and Robbie Ray. And we've seen Verlander strong all season, ERA under 2. I mean, looking like Justin Verlander at age 25 this season. And Robbie Ray, terrible start, but is really kind of honed in, the Mariners obviously welcome that. It was a big free agency acquisition from the Blue Jays this offseason. But I just think the Astros are the Astros, man. And I think Verlander keeps rolling on, and the Mariners struggle to hit from time to time. So you're telling me they're going to be able to chalk up a couple against Verlander? I don't think so.
No way.
I am going to say Verlander, 7 scoreless innings, 13 strikeouts, 4 hits, 1 walk. Alvarez with 2 home runs. Astros 5-1 over Seattle tonight.
All right. I say we're going to go to San Fran. Just talking about them getting swept by the Diamondbacks.
Snap that 7-game losing streak yesterday.
Snap that 7-game losing streak yesterday. Going to get a nice maybe 2-game winning streak here tonight against the Cubs. You know why? Because Marcus Stroman's the mound for the Cubs, and Marcus Stroman sucks, dude. He's had his last outing, 6 innings, 1 earned run against the Phillies. I don't know. I feel like Stroman inconsistent because before that, I think it was against the Mets where he lasted, I think, maybe 4 2/3 or something. Gave a couple of runs. He's on the mound against Alex Cobb, and I feel like Cobb struggled with the ERA a little bit. It's just above 4. At a 4.26, but he has a pretty good strikeout rate. Doesn't give up a ton of home runs, and I feel like tonight he's going to have some offense behind him to kind of help keep him at bay and focus on just his pitching, because we're going to have dingers, I think, from Jock Peterson and 2 dingers from former Met great Wilmer Flores. 53 RBIs in the season, 14 home runs. He's batting .243. So seems like with when he has runners on, he's pretty good at getting some RBIs. So I would say San Fran takes this one. Let's say 4-2.
All right. Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. For my third pick here, I'm going back to the well. Give me the Dodgers, man.
Oh, man.
Urias on the mound versus Cool. I've always thought Cool sucked. I know he had like 1 decent year. I don't know if it was last year or the year before with Pittsburgh, but I think he's trash. And I know too that the Rockies have been hot, and they've given, other than last night, they've given the Dodgers some problems this year, but I don't think it matters. I think we're going to see the bats alive. Coors Field, like I said yesterday, perfect medicine for bats that are struggling. And I know last night they weren't struggling. So I think more of the same tonight. Urias, just because of the altitude, maybe gives up 3 runs over 7 innings, striking out 6, allowing 3 hits and, 2 walks maybe. But I think, Trey Turner, Cody Bellinger, and Justin Turner all leave the building. 12-4 Dodgers tonight.
Wow. All right, so my last pick. I'm kind of excited about this pick, and I would love to watch this game, honestly, but we'll see. We have the Red Sox hosting the Milwaukee Brewers. Brendan Woodruff on the mound. Very good pitcher, actually. 3.73 ERA, 8-3 on the season. 92 strikeouts over 72 and 1/3 innings. You gotta like to see that. And then on the mound for Boston, Brayan Bello. You like that, Brian?
Brain
Bello. It's Brain, I guess.
Oh, I thought it was brain.
It's Brain.
No, I don't know. The way you said it, it sounded like
Brayan. Brain.
Yeah. Brian.
Brian Bello. I believe I picked against this guy. His last 2 starts. Rookie, brought him up. Obviously, you know the Red Sox struggling about starting pitching right now. Struggling with any pitching, really. He's obviously 0-2. 10.50 ERA. Over 12 innings that he's pitched, he's going to have 22 hits, 8 of them being walks. Hasn't given up a home run tonight. That's going to change tonight, though. Hasn't given up a home run yet. That's going to change tonight, is what I wanted to say. I think the Brewers are going to jump on him between Adames, McCutchen, and someone who I feel like people aren't talking about, maybe because of his low batting average. Excuse me.
Legend himself.
Rowdy
joins us.
Tellez, as Michael walks into the building.
Thinking of Stump Barnes. I know ever since I mentioned it, that's been on his mind.
He's written down some questions for sure, dude.
Who was runner-up to AL MVP in the 2009 MLB season?
That's such a tough one.
Oh, Michael knows, obviously.
Yeah.
Did you look this up, Michael, or you just know?
Fine.
You looked it up?
I think I'm gonna be wrong, but I'm just gonna take a guess here. It's so wrong, but A-Rod?
I'll give you. Hold on. I just want to double check because I saved it.
Should I?
Oh yeah, I'll give you another guess if you want.
Manny?
One more.
Jeez, 2009. I mean, it's not Teixeira.
Oh.
No, it's Joe Mauer, Mauer.
Oh, Joe Mauer.
Mauer.
I completely forgot about Joe Mauer, honestly.
Wow. For the first edition of Stump Barnes.
No, I don't know. I had something different in mind than that. MVP awards. Hey, I'll be the first one.
No, I just wanted to try something hard. I was thinking outside the box.
I was just joking.
But what did you?
Everyone
were you at all impressed that I was saying that I rattled off all the head coaches?
Yeah, and I could see who didn't give you the second to gather your.
Oh, Pooch, of course.
Of course.
Yeah,
dude, that is the worst. Like,
No, that's it. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it.
And he stumbled. No. All right, bud.
All it was I said, just not thinking for a second, I said Arthur Smith instead of Mike Vrabel. Like for 1 second, it was like the sky is falling.
Yeah.
Yeah, but was it like you said? Who'd you say first?
No, I said Arthur Smith. Like, wait, and then he just like just.
Yeah.
It was like we were doing the aliens dialogue.
Would you do?
know what I mean?
Oh my god. Would you do the same thing for him though? If he stumbled like that?
I mean, listen, you know me. I'm quick with the responses. I mean, it was so quick. I feel like I would have given the benefit of the doubt. But hey,
he did not.
But were you disappointed, Michael, that Tony wouldn't give me his best shot at the coaches?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, Tony. That was weak. That really was a weak move.
That's all right, dude.
He's still tight about it.
He's just not a football guy.
All right, but maybe Monday we'll go starting quarterbacks. Who knows?
I'm sure you could do hockey coaches.
Quarterbacks would be good.
Yeah.
Quarterbacks
I can
what you should
handle.
start off with. Quarterback is like coaches is tough, dude.
Coaches is tough.
I didn't know what's his name. Arians retired.
Yeah, Todd
really?
Bowles coaching the Bucks right now.
Anyway, dude, Rowdy Tellez on the fucking Brewers is who I was talking about.
Perfect timing, huh, Barnes?
Yeah.
Perfect timing for Michael to join us.
I think had like 2 dingers this week. He has 64 RBIs. Another big man, first base for Milwaukee. I understand. I feel like maybe his batting average is pretty low at a 230 right now, but I feel like give him some time, maybe a different hitting coach, a different location, honestly, a different change of scenery. I think he can be a really good batter. He's a decent first baseman. I'm going to give him another dinger for tonight. I would say Milwaukee really lays it on the Boston Red Sox, and Brayan Bello lays another egg for his 3rd time in the career. I don't think he belongs in the majors. Brewers win this one 11-1.
And speaking of, a guy that you could argue doesn't belong in the majors, and I never pick against this team. I always pick for them because I am a fan.
You're a fan of different teams and the Yankees? You can't do that. No.
I said it wrong, but whatever. It's like I said.
What is that?
Yeah, what was that?
Stop that. The Siri on your laptop?
I thought there was an alien
Yeah,
invasion.
I thought it was some guy up top or something, dude.
All I was saying, Tony, is I think the Padres are fun to watch, but Blake Snell is terrible. I am on the Blake Snell fade train, and he's going up against Joe Ryan. ERA sitting in the 2s. Nobody's talking about him. Obviously, Minnesota, doesn't get the type of coverage. And Correa, has made somewhat of an impact there, but not having the season they would have hoped for. Average is high. He's missed some time with injury and whatnot. And Byron Buxton is good, but he just can't hit like 240 even. You know what I mean? It's always like hovering around 2.
Yeah.
So I think that hurts him from time to time.
What the hell is that?
But
dude?
I think Blake Snell, I think Correa and Buxton, speaking of those guys, are going to homer tonight. And I really could see Joe Ryan having a good outing here. This is the game where I would take Padres, and they're going to lose next time I look at the box score. So give me Ryan 6 scoreless innings. Snell doesn't make it out of the 4th, allowing 7 runs, and the Twins all over the Padres in San Diego. Let's say 11-3.
Wow. So that's your final pick?
That was my final pick.
All right, dude. I hope I was going to pick the Padres, but I was going to pick Minnesota. Sorry, but I was like, I don't know, man. Blake Snell.
Yeah.
He pitched pretty well against the Mets.
He did, but, the Mets sometimes
have better hitters than the Twins, though.
Listen.
Just be careful. I'm just saying.
And I feel like a couple of basketball things while Michael's here.
Oh,
just
boy.
Before we close, I just, NBC Sports Edge, it's my source here for everything. So I guess Dwight Howard is going to join WWE.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
As a wrestler.
No way.
All it says is from top rope, Dwight Howard ready to join WWE.
Like, is he out of the NBA?
I guess he's done.
He hasn't retired.
Well, he's not signed with anyone.
No, he's not signed with anybody. Howard, who's currently a free agent, was a surprise participant at WWE tryouts in Nashville on Thursday, and could even cut a promo while he was there. Howard certainly has a large-in-life personality to become a professional wrestler, so we could be watching him perform sharpshooters and stunners rather than slam dunks next season. But he does want to play in the NBA next season, so this is a backup thing.
Oh, okay. I think because I saw a stat where he could finish in like the top of everything, and he just needs like 500 points, some amount of blocks, and
500 points.
Yeah, and like a couple more rebounds, and he could finish statistically like top 10, and it's just like a good career, basically.
Yeah.
You want to see him finish it. The Knicks? No, hell no.
And
No way, Tony. He needs to go back to the Lakers, honestly.
So
Rondo?
a couple other things here, I guess. I mean, not that this is really a surprise, but I guess they're saying Westbrook will cost 2 first-rounders to trade him to any team. So if that's the case, I guess he's going to stay in Los Angeles, or they're going to buy him out. But we know Jeannie Buss does not spend like Jerry, and I don't think she's going to want to buy him out. So might be stuck playing him. Could be an awkward situation. I think there's some tension there with LeBron. And it also says Warriors are an option to sign Carmelo Anthony.
I know. I like that.
I mean,
there's the ring.
There's potentially a ring, but at least, a playoff run at the least.
No, definitely.
But, 10 minutes off the bench, Melo on the second unit of the Warriors.
Dude, did you see the stat? I liked, if you follow me on Twitter, @MainMagicMike, you'll see like stuff I like and things like that. And I do find a lot of statistical tweets that I like to like. One of them was before your boy TH3 or whatever his lame nickname is.
THT.
Yeah, THP. Carmelo was averaging like 15 points a game, shooting career high, all this stuff. He comes back into the lineup, takes a dip everywhere. Because basketball is all about rhythm,
right?
Knowing when you're coming in.
Right.
He's tight.
No. I think Carmelo would be great on the Warriors. I really do.
Oh no, dude.
That is
How
the
mad will
first
you be?
time I have seen an uptime in 6 months from anybody.
I know.
right? Like that.
Yeah,
I got
crazy,
the blueberry
dude.
pomegranate.
Ooh.
I honestly feel like too. I'm proud to have one just because I haven't had one in so long. Was your first one back? Were you like,
Yeah, I'm ready
We're
to go.
running through
Yeah.
a wall.
yeah, because
Ready to go.
I'll never forget the first one I had.
Yeah.
Best
It
sports
really
ever.
was. It really was.
Yeah.
I know Renee agrees too.
Yeah. She
Unequivocally agrees.
Barnes like that one.
And then the only other thing here that I thought was funny, we were talking about Kyler Murray
Oh my goodness,
earlier
Brian.
in the show, but there's actually a
That's your boy.
clause in Zion's new deal that mandates his combined weight and body fat
know what he
will
has to
not
be at?
exceed 295.
Let's go.
I mean,
295.
The Pelicans can reduce
90.
the guaranteed money in his
295.
contract if
That
he
means he can
doesn't
be
hit the
294.
295 number plus body fat percentage. He's been listed at 384, but it was reported in February
384.
that he was weighing more than 300 pounds.
Wait, 384.
284. 284.
Oh, okay. I was just saying, there's no way he's
Yeah.
400 pounds, Brian. Wait, what's the body fat percentage though?
It's probably like 15.
It doesn't. We don't have that
Yeah.
on here.
15 is pretty high.
One thing.
He's gonna come back like a monster.
I'm at like 12
I'm
and a
not
half.
worried about him at all.
one thing. I think he'll be great as long as
Yeah.
he can stay healthy, obviously. But
He will.
Lose some
and
weight.
I think he's taking it more seriously now. I think
He is.
even though he got that contract.
Yeah.
But now it's like, okay, I want to show everybody.
People are like,
I mean, you think he's-
Chet Holmgren, who like, oh, did you know who I am? I'm Zion.
Yeah.
Do you think he's gonna bitch like Murray and get it taken out of his contract?
No, he's not like that.
No. Zion.
It's really more of a
Zion-
joke.
He's
than a
Zion
jab
on
like
court
Murray.
too is very quiet. Doesn't. It's
Good
not
guy.
like,
Good guy.
he's dope on
Good
the
guy.
court.
Why are you holding the microphone like that, Brian?
He likes it. He just likes.
No, I just wanted to ask Michael because I think he joined us on the comment section anyway after we had talked about this. But what are your thoughts about Barkley backing out of the live talks?
Yeah,
and
why?
staying on TNT? I guess there was some talk. I don't know if they weren't offering him enough or they didn't even give him a formal offer. But do you think this whole time he wasn't even going to do it? He just wanted some more money from TNT and they might have possibly given him some, or what do you think? They probably don't want to lose him. I mean, I don't.
I would. Yeah,
With
yeah.
TNT?
Yeah, Dynamite.
Of course not. They
So
don't
you
want to
think
lose
they
him.
sprinkled a couple on the top?
Yeah.
Couple what?
I don't know why I'm blanking here. Your Barkley perception.
Not like a hater or a fan. Like I'm in the middle.
Okay.
Like
Indifferent.
some days, like I don't like him for like certain sports and things like that, but I do like how he like with politics and stuff and all that stuff. He's keeping it
Mhm.
real, at least. You know what I mean?
But don't you think it's like he's doing the exact opposite of what TNT has him there for in terms of breaking down basketball? I feel like he's there to tell jokes.
I know,
I feel like
I know.
he's terrible
Well,
at
that's-
breaking
Yeah,
down basketball.
I don't really watch him enough, honestly. Does he break down basketball very well or no?
He's saying guys are on teams that they haven't been on in 5 years.
Yeah, it's tough.
Is he just out to lunch?
I'm looking at a photo right now of Adam Sandler when on a basketball court. Nice photo of him in
hustle?
stride and like this. He's going like this, looking like he's running point.
Yeah.
And then it says, "Still a free agent. Sign him."
That's funny.
Interesting.
Yeah. How would you go see Adam Sandler play?
On a professional basketball team?
Then obviously he's not gonna make professional.
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
that's
Like
one of
Big
those.
three.
That's one
Big
of the-
three.
That's one of those things that's just a waste of time.
Yeah.
Big three too. It's like come
What if
on,
it was free
but-
tickets?
Free tickets, but it's like watching minor league baseball. Like I can't get too dressed up. I
Wow,
could
dude.
watch, maybe
Would you go to a Westchester Knicks game at the Bridgeport Arena?
if I had a suite. Yes.
Oh, sweet.
What about courtside?
Why do you need a suite?
Is it unlimited food and drink?
Dude, you can. Whoa!
Wow.
Come
My
on,
God,
come on, though.
Brian.
Yeah, I know you though. I know you. It's
It's
tough
sad.
to get
It's
through
sad. It's sad.
lower level sports
It
without
is.
some other type of
Oh yeah.
incentive.
Oh,
It
of
is.
course.
Yeah, but I
Sorry.
mean, Mike's a Knicks fan. He gets to see the young guys.
know,
Yeah,
I
but
see
what
it's
to look
different
forward
with the NBA
to.
because those guys most of them don't even make the Knicks, or
Really?
all of them don't make the Knicks.
I
You
know,
I mean,
it's
if you're that
tough.
good, you're in the NBA to begin
There's
with.
only there's like McBride who would play. Certain players like the
Mhm.
last man
Yeah.
on the roster would be on those teams. It's tough.
Damn.
like for me and Tony, like the minor league baseball is almost more enticing than that because at least some of the top prospects, like I could get through a game or two, but I just can't go to 10 minor league games in a season. Like,
Really?
you know what I mean? I could go to 1 or 2.
I'd go.
What would you put your number at?
How many I would go to in a season?
And it's top prospects. Like you're gonna see Alvarez, you're gonna see the third baseman that I've already forgot his name. Those type
Betty?
of guys. Betty. Yeah.
I mean, if I was watching them, if I was going to see like only the Mets,
Yes.
you're saying not like it's not hard.
Just the Mets.
Just going to the Mets.
Yeah.
I would go double-digit games, definitely.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
dude. And plus, it would get me more, involved in the minors, dude.
I know, but my problem is I'm sitting in a minor league stadium and I'm wishing I was at Yankee Stadium.
Okay.
I'm just telling you, that's where I'm coming from.
That's ridiculous because you're watching baseball. It's cheaper. The food's cheaper. You're having a good time. It's still a baseball game.
But Tony, it's not about the price. It's about the love of the game.
Exactly. You don't love the game, obviously, to not
Yes,
go
I
to the
do. I love the Yankees.
You just love the Yankees. Yeah, you love the game of the Yankees, dude.
Oh man. But this has been great, honestly, fellas. I really am enjoying this today, and a nice touch with Michael coming in at the end here.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it was great to chime in.
Yeah, love a little basketball.
Oh, by the way, my last thing, Bryce James.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been saying this is going to be the best
James son.
James player.
That's LeBron's son,
The youngest, Bryce.
18.
15.
He's
He's
15.
6'6". He's got the best shot out of
So
all
he's
of
the
them.
youngest kid.
Not the youngest kid, the youngest boy.
Is there a younger kid?
Yes. What's her name? Not Savannah.
Oh, there's a daughter.
Yeah.
But isn't he a Mets fan?
Who?
Who?
No, I'm just kidding.
Bryce? I don't think so. Oh, sorry.
Oh my goodness, dude. Oh, you watching highlights of him right now?
He on Twitter right now. Yeah, he's good.
What high school is he going to?
Sierra Canyon.
Is that where LeBron went?
No, he
That's
went
where
to St.
Bronny
Vincent
goes.
St. Mary's.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, you gotta know that.
Yeah, you have
Tony
to.
would never get that.
I don't have to know
and
that.
Michael
dude.
knows that Carmelo went to
Oak Hill
See,
Academy.
But see, that's the type of thing I'm talking about. Like, you know that type of thing, Tony. You know it.
I don't.
You don't know
that.
where Pete Alonso went to high school. You have no idea.
Someplace in Florida.
See, it doesn't have the same love.
No, doesn't have that bite. You know.
Why do I want to know where he
Where
went
did
to in
Judge
high
go?
school?
We were Judge went to Linden High School.
That's so weird. Why would you know that?
He's a true
where
fan.
did Judge? I mean, not Judge, but where did
DeGrom?
Alonso go to college?
Oh, college. It was the same college.
How do you not know where the polar bear goes?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, everybody knows Judge went to Fresno State. It's not that hard.
Fresno State.
Florida, Tony. Florida for
Somewhere,
Alonso.
Syracuse
somewhere
for
in
Mello.
Florida, dude.
No, the University of Florida. Like, come on.
That must have been fun though.
Yeah.
The Gators.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Never watched a college. Like
Yeah.
University of Florida.
But see, but college baseball gets a bad rap. I honestly, I'll be the first to admit, I don't really watch it, but the little bit that I have.
Would you rather go to a college game or a minor league game?
College. He'd rather go to college.
College, if it's like a, I don't know,
Big
like
college?
big rivalry game or a college World Series game. But if it's just like, UConn versus Quinnipiac, I'd rather go to the
What?
I'd rather go to the minor league game.
The com.
I'm surprised Tony doesn't have pen on paper on that one.
I'm about to.
But other than that, fellas, as we close out the week here, anything else on the way out? Renee, something? No,
Renee's got nothing.
Tony.
Alonso went to the University of Florida.
Michael.
Tony's
Tony's not a true fan
Of what?
Alonso.
No. Paul Pabst tweeted, I got this 2 hours ago. Random. The Angels had Josh Hamilton on the roster for 2 seasons. He missed 82 games. He hit .255 and averaged 15 homers per season. The Angels paid him $40 million over 2 seasons. After they shipped him to the Rangers, they paid him another $68 million.
We were just talking
We
about
were
him.
talking about
Yeah.
the never-ending checkbook of Artie Moreno, and the moves have not worked out.
Yeah. I'm
Ridiculous.
surprised Paps is talking about baseball. I think he's talking about baseball.
I think he's been listening to this show. That's why.
Definitely
He's gotta
not.
have
No,
been.
This
no
is a
way.
baseball-centric.
He doesn't
show
watch this
this
show.
It
time
is.
of year.
It
I know.
is.
What else do you want, dude?
No,
What
nothing.
It's everything.
else could you want, honestly? But I have to say, I thoroughly enjoyed today. And by the way, my pick for the Rocket Mortgage Classic, Cammy Young, solo first now at 10 under par, blitzing the field today, 9 under par through 16 holes. So coming off a 1 under yesterday,
Blitzing.
Sahith Thagala does finish out the.
I think that name trips you up, like, for the rest of the show.
Sahith Thagala.
No, but I think you saying that makes you have a
it
difficult.
does. It does.
yeah,
It does. It does.
It fucks you up for other words. you
He's
were saying that a
solo
lot.
second now after a 67, and Adam Scott through 15 holes, tied with Hoffman and Steele at 8 under par. So we're keeping an eye out for it. Tony and Finau still has not teed off, but should be within the hour. So that's all I got. But I have to say, like I said, great having everybody with us today. And really enjoyed all the conversation this week, and really encourage everybody to continue to comment, like, and subscribe, as well as those YouTube videos on the archives and Tony in costume, however you want to say it. He's in Salem. He's asking trivia questions. He's on the basketball court.
Making pizza.
Making pizza.
That was funny when you did it.
Oh,
the
yeah.
day
After he said it. Yeah.
That was Monday, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Monday.
Yeah. Or Tuesday?
And as well as the summer collection at downtimetv.com. But I want everybody to enjoy this wonderful day, the weather, the Yankees winning their next 3 games this weekend.
The Mets winning the next 2 games.
The Mets may win their games as well. And we will see you on Monday.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.